All right, welcome back. This is the weekly news of no code and automations that came across my radar as I watch videos and read the news. We'll talk a little bit about make.com, which I haven't even thought about in a long time. Zapier, which always is surprising me, and I got to start checking them out more. And I'll talk about another no code framework that might give me an alternative to N8N. We'll see though, we'll see. All right, I hope these articles help learning what's out there for options. Enjoy. So the first one is Zapier Copilot Assistant and Enterprise Governance. Usually I avoid the word enterprise, but in this case, it's once again just interesting. I think it's what I heard about Walmart doing as well. And if they're making it this easy for organizations to centralize and organize their automations, their MCPs, and their AI integrations, that's a big deal. So it's an interesting one. I'm in a situation now where we're using N8N, but I find myself seeing Zapier just being really ahead of the game here on a lot of this stuff. That is an interesting article to think about. And again, like I said, I just keep an eye on them because they have a lot going on with MCPs and automatic integration, thousands. And if they're really making it this easy, then I got to be trying that more because I really appreciate N8N. And I'll reference something different later, but to be open to all this stuff is really key. Maybe I'll do a price comparison later because it was done a while back, but I would like to do it again to see how things have changed. All right, so that's the Zapier Copilot Assistant. The next one is going to be the Softr announcement, the AI agent. So let's look at that one. All right, this is going to get bright for a moment, but basically we're looking at just Softr bringing the AI aspects deeper or more into the interface for the users. So you'll see here they're introducing database AI agents. It's really neat, and I think companies are starting to get how to incorporate AI in a way that's meaningful to just your normal users. In this case, it can help them not only build the database, but enrich the data that's in the database. This is the stuff because I don't want to have my clients need me to build their database. I want to get them going, and they only need me when they need me for something unique or new that they've never done before that they just need guidance on. And this is the type of software that makes that possible. So these little additions. So this is really neat. So I'm looking forward to using it. I'm using them on numerous projects. It's just a matter of time before I get to use this in one of my projects. All right, let's check out the next article about make.com. All right, so Make has a code logic system in now in their system, and they might have had this for a while or something like this. And this is one of the things that really gets my attention with N8N. This is why I have in the past avoided Zapier, and I haven't even looked at Make. And it's those moments where there's not a node to do something that I know I can pull out the code node and get something done. So they're bringing it to the table here. It gives you that moment to say, hey, I'm a no code, I'm a builder, but sometimes I need AI to build a function to do something with this data that it's just, we're not going to pull it off with nodes. So they're bringing it here, and I'm interested in trying this. I will be doing a comparison soon of Make, Zapier, and N8N because I really want to get a sense of these things. So as I keep moving forward with customers, I'm choosing the right tools and not just the tools I'm comfortable with. So yeah, that's some interesting news by Make, and it seems to even have Python. The next one is Claude Code as an agent. So let's check out that one. All right, so this is that borderline where AI is coming into the no-code, the automation area, and I want to talk about it. This one was interesting because they made a really good point, and there's another article later on that will cover this as well. See if I can get to that one. But basically, they are seeing Claude Code as now a framework, not just to build code, but to run an agentic framework. So you could have this Claude Code agent or numerous ones running, and it's like guardrails and easy ways to then run these agents, long running tasks, specific tasks, tools, integrations to your desktop, your VM. It really makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to be trying a VM on my box here and just see if I can let Claude Code compare to Manus. I'm just curious what it can pull off. Now, on that note, what I saw later on that day or the next day was Imbue. And so Imbue was like, I think, taking that, this video's odd, but they're taking that to the level of the UI for Claude Code. And again, I think it's interesting because it's a UI not for the coder, but for the agent-driven work that we're doing. So in this case, you're just managing all these agents in a way and let Claude Code do its thing. And hey, go run this every day, go get some news articles, go bring them here and organize them. It's going to be interesting to see. I do think there's a moment in time where this stuff's going to get so good that they don't need us moving nodes around and building stuff. So I really think it makes a lot of sense. All right, this next article again is that borderline AI code-like moment. But in the end, this particular framework has been catching my attention because sometimes, and I don't know, not as often as it used to be, you need to have a little bit more flexibility than a Softr. So CopilotKit is this framework that you can make different backends for, but overall it becomes a lot less code, and the code is more component level, and hopefully, obviously they have an MCP so that you can just hopefully have AI make it. My point is this though, this latest article just talks about how it mixes with this Python library. There's a video here, so you hopefully get away with just minimal efforts here to make that debt, in my opinion. I'll cover another framework after that's no code, but it's a YAML approach. But this was another interesting no code or low code system out there to start building these agents and to build normal automations for a company. All right, let's see what the next one is. YouTube video on N8N as your home lab. Let's look at that one. So this guy has some good videos. He's been doing this a while, a lot of subscribers. And this one was interesting because I just like seeing people who are just like doing unique stuff with N8N or just starting to teach about it, their approach to teaching and how they're looking at it. So this was great. I learned some ideas. I haven't finished this one, but I got far enough to realize, yeah, I got to finish this and this is worth sharing. And so this video is really good one to watch as he brings it down to this point where he's having the AI agent do a lot. He's not just giving it specific tools, but he's giving it the tools that allow the agent to think through the process and do stuff like I do with SSH or Docker or whatever the particular tool level is. So it's a good video, worth watching. It's running his entire home lab, but more importantly, it's using agents I think just an agent and its tools to really get a lot done proactively and reactively for your systems. So it's a good example. Observation, monitoring, and then reacting to the problem. It's pretty cool if you can take it that far. You also see though how much work it takes to lay down the foundation so it can have the tools and the knowledge that you have to get the job done. All right, one more article I think is the Kestra.io. Now, this one came to my attention and I watch a lot of videos and this, I don't know, again, I get stuck in the bubble of N8N and I got to be careful because these things come around and I'm like, whoa, look at this. And it's Kestra, and it's interesting because it's YAML based, and I never thought, it's just a good idea. Like, it might be lacking some features I think are key. I haven't digged into it enough, like with secrets and how you have to manage them, you have to pay for it. And again, they need to make their money, and that's fine. I'm just saying I'm not sure if I could jump into it yet, but I need to look into it more. But my point is, it's more of what would I say, like a normal or standard way that teams are used to dealing with change management and building things. So it gives that person who doesn't want to code power, but the person who wants to build YAML power. And in that YAML, they can do things. I did Ansible years ago. I think it has that vibe. And I'm going to dig into it. Again, I'll compare this with Make, with Zapier, with N8N. I know this and N8N could fit in different ways. So it will be interesting to see how this stands out for me and where I can use it moving forward. I very rarely get to a place with N8N in any project where I'm like, I wish it could do more. So it's interesting to see how this could help me there or supplement it or complement it. We'll find out. So Kestra was another one that came across my radar that I wanted to share here. That is all that came upon my radar this week for news. Now, I always have this site here where I share some of the videos that caught my eye. Ray-Ban, it's not about no code, but it's a new foundation or a new platform coming out that we could start thinking about AI and building no code solutions there. More about RAG here with these guys, which is always really good. Again, this one I didn't like as much because it's more about code, but you can see what's possible. Actually, he makes a good point why he went with code on the Ultimate RAG video by Cole. So you'll see a bunch of videos at alfredutility.info. Some I've referenced here to also consider. But hopefully these news articles help. All right, subscribe, and basically I have a Substack I'll link to below as well to keep up to date with all of this. And then of course a YouTube channel. All right, thank you.